want to talk to you about a subject that I am absolutely passionate about, and that is the subject of discovering our God-given gifts. So many times we run around spinning our wheels trying to find our purpose in life. I see it in young people, I see it in adults, I see it hitting at midlife crisis, I see it all around me. But I don't believe that this is God's plan for our life. Jeremiah 1:5 tells us that God knew us before we were even in the womb, that He had shaped us, and that He had holy plans for us. God has a purpose and a plan for our life specifically. And the neat thing about that is God has given us the gifts. He's already put those gifts in us to fulfill that plan. Many times we just find ourselves unaware of what our gifts are. We find in Romans 12:6 it says, having gifts, faculties, talents, and qualities that differ according to the grace given us, let us use them. It's important that we discover these gifts and learn to use them, first for the glory of God, second to bless others, and third to be successful in our own lives. I believe it is God's desire for our gifts to meet with passion and develop a successful career in our lives. Now, how do we do that exactly? Well, I've got some great things that the Lord has showed me through His Word that help us to discover what those gifts actually are. I've been training my children for the last 15 years as a homeschool mom to discover their gifts, to work towards those gifts, to use those gifts to establish a career for their lives. And I've actually seen 5 of my 6 children so far working towards those things. 3 actually own their own businesses, and my youngest that owns his own business is only 15. That's exciting. But seeing them use the gifts God's given them and changing their mindsets, not having the mindset like I did growing up, as when I got out of high school, it was time to go down to Walmart and get a job, which is exactly what I did. I thought that's what life was all about. I didn't know how to use the gifts that God had put in me. What I want to tell you is a little illustration that I used in teaching some teens. This illustration was that of a volcano. Now, as homeschool parents, we've all done the volcano experiments. We've all done that. We know what it's about. You put in the vinegar, you put in the baking soda, the explosion, you have the eruption, and thus the volcano is done. So we see those things. But I want to have you look at this from a different perspective. Number one, the baking soda. When that baking soda is put in that volcano, nothing happens, correct? That's like our gift. The gift is in us. It's already there, but it needs some more ingredients to actually make it erupt and change our lives. The second ingredient that goes in is our vinegar. When that vinegar meets with that baking soda, we see an explosion take place. Now, we know about a volcano. When the lava flows out and explodes and comes out of that volcano, it changes the shape of the volcano. It changes the course of everything around it that it touches. When it flows out, life begins to change around it. We want our lives to change, and only when we match up passion that God has put in us for that gift, we will see that explosion. We will see our life taking on a different shape, changing the lives around us, new things beginning to happen. So what do we need to do? We need to teach our children to have that desire and that passion to pursue the things of God and pursue the gifts that He's put in them. I've learned some great tips and some key things, as I said, on how to discover what those gifts are. And I've got a new book out about exploding into successful entrepreneurship, discovering your God-given gift and surfacing it for success. It's teamed up with a workbook. That workbook is phenomenal. It has empowerment worksheets that get you through that thinking process with your child, and even for yourself. I actually train a lot of adults in this very same thing and teach them how to discover what they're gifted in. I had a conversation with a man not too long ago that was in business, and he told me, he said, this is what we're seeing so much. We're seeing people who are trying this business and they're trying that business, and they're meeting with failure time and time and time again. The problem, what is it? The problem is many times they're not motivated and using the gift God's given them. They're trying different things and they're not finishing well. I believe it's God's desire for our life to start well, to stay well, and to finish well. And I want to see that within our children. It wasn't too long ago that Yahoo Finance and Wall Street Journal both told us statistically that by 2020 we would see 50% of the workforce becoming independent contractors, becoming self-sufficient, becoming workers for themselves. They would be self-employed. They would no longer be working for someone. Why do we see that happening? Many employers are starting to discover they will not have to pay that yearly salary. They can pay per job. They don't have to pay all the benefit packages if they hire per job. So by 2020, we're going to see a change, a huge change in what's going on in the workforce. Are you ready for that? Are your children ready for that? Is an even bigger question, because this is our children's generation. This will affect their lives greatly. So we don't have any time to waste in preparing them for what the future is going to hold. We need to discover these gifts. We need to help them and lead them towards these things. We ourselves need to step up and say, what is my gift? What can I do? What should I be doing? When we do this, we will see purpose meet with passion, and we will see prosperity come into our lives. Remember, we have to be passionate, though, about it. We have to pursue it with passion. Only when we do that will we pave the future for prosperity. It's important that we trust and believe God for these gifts that He's put in us. Now remember, God is faithful. He is true to His word. If He speaks it, it is accurate. It is true. It is faithful. So many times we just don't take that word to heart and apply it to our lives. It's time we begin to understand what God's been speaking to His people. I believe He's calling us out of bondage. I believe we have been in bondage for a long time. And God says, I'm tired of seeing my people in bondage. I'm tired of seeing them suffer. I'm tired of seeing them victims of circumstance. I want to help them become not only overcomers, but I want to help them be achievers to do more for the kingdom of God and to change the lives around them, starting with their own. This is what I want to see for us. This is what I want to see for our children. I'm excited about this. Like I said, I would love for you to have a copy of my book. If you'll go to my website, annhaney.com, read a little bit about it, see what I'm doing, see what's going on. I would love to bring this presentation even to your homeschool group, to your women's group. We all need this, to your men's group, whatever it is. We all need this word. We all need to discover what our gift is, because that's where success lies when we use that gift. I'm excited about this, and I hope you are too, and I hope you'll follow this teaching because it will change your life.